Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another What I Read video. This one is for March. I had a much better month when it came to reading for March, although 4 books in February wasn't too bad. We're a little bit into April now. I had to wait until I went on a staycation to be able to film this video, so I'm actually obviously at home. It's Tuesday. I should be at work unloading a semi-tractor trailer and putting flowers away right now, but instead I am sitting at home, which is much nicer, next to the pile of books I read, which is right here on my left, and also the stack of what I bought. I had a very busy month when it came to buying books, so I am on a book buying ban, quite literally, until May. So let's go through what I bought first, because it's a much taller stack. Actually, well, yeah, I will lift. Set that down carefully. So that is all I bought, except for one that I am very excited about that I actually posted on my Instagram. I won it on a Facebook auction. We're gonna go through that last. So what I bought, just starting at the top of the pile here. Now, I don't know a lot about most of these books. I've looked at the synopsis and I've looked at the covers and stuff, but I haven't read them yet. They're on my TBR. This top one I know a little bit about because I have read her first one, which was the Deathless one. So I bought the Heartless one, which I am... Hello? Can we please? Thank you. I am very excited about. I don't know what's going on with my phone today. I'm sorry, guys. It's not cooperating, but I went ahead and bought the Heartless one, which is Emma Haum's second book in this series, and there's actually a third one coming out in the fall, which I'm very, very excited about it. So we're still following Jessamine as she is working to get her kingdom back. In the first book, she was murdered on her wedding day, and her now husband, I guess they signed the marriage certificate before he killed her at least, took over. So she is on the side of the Deathless one. Hence the title of the first book, who is a god. I am still trying to figure out his story. It's been a while since I've read this one, so I haven't come back to this one just yet, but we do find out his name in the first one. He is Elric, and he is able to return to his corporeal form right at the end of the first book. So I'm very, very excited to get into that one. She's going to go ahead and sit back up there. I do have a couple of these books that were up here in this stack that are not going back up there right now. So the next one, I saw the cover and absolutely fell in love. It is a love story by the looks of it, with taking part anyway, in a public library in Blue Sky Valley in North Carolina. So I am very excited to read this. This is The Charmed Library by Jennifer Moorman. Again, I don't know much about it. I've read the synopsis on the back, but other than that, this cover, I was like, ooh, books, magic library, love story, me. So, mine. So I went ahead and grabbed that one. I had most of these stacked up there, like I said, so we're just going to drop that over there. Now, this next one I had been wanting for weeks. I think it just recently came out, if I'm recalling correctly, and it is an Arcane... Would you focus on the book, please? Thank you. Arcane Inheritance by Camilla Cole. Again, I've read the synopsis. I don't know anything about it, though. I usually spoil this sort of stuff for myself, and today, so far, I haven't. But I saw the cover and knew I wanted to read it. Plus, the pages are just stunning. So that is probably going to be a book that I read this month once I finish the study series, which I am on the last book now, and I will be talking about that because I read blasted through 3 of them last month. So... Arcane Inheritance. Oh, we got a cat who's making an appearance. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Ridley. My little familiar. He's purring up a storm right now. He's confused, trying to figure out what the heck I'm doing. I need you to stay away from the basket that this is balanced on, please. And the next book is Fate of a Royal. Again, can we focus on the book and not my face? Maybe? I need to get an actual camera. Anyway, yet another one that I know absolutely nothing about. Just saw the cover. This is by Megan Brandy and Amo Jones. I apologize if I am mispronouncing his first name. And this is supposed to be a series. I believe this is the first one. So, of course, the back is talking about, dark magic and everything like that. And, eyes like ice and a body begging to be bitten. Honey. So, that will probably be a book I read this month. The next one is, yet again, I've only read the synopsis, but I saw the cover and the pages and absolutely fell in love. And I talked myself out of this one 4 weeks before I finally, went ahead and grabbed it. And I'm going to go in front of my face. Hey, it worked. This is Druid Cursed by C.G. Burritt. And it says, he has waited 6 centuries for her. I am so excited to read this. It's talking about a cash prize of $500,000. 1 week of freedom, 1 cursed druid, 1 woman who could break the spell or doom them both. I am so excited to dip into this. I think this one might actually be the first book I read once I finish the study series. As excited as I am for Arcane Inheritance, I think this one's going to be next. And then I saw these on Facebook, and I'm still going back and forth on them. I have never read this series, but I've seen the paperbacks, and I actually kind of like the paperbacks better, which doesn't happen very often, but it does happen sometimes. So I got, they're technically books 1 through 4, but books 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4 of Shadow Fae by C.N. Crawford. So I just happened to see the covers on Facebook, and the ad came through, and I was like, oh, those are pretty, why not? I'll check them out. The story sounds pretty interesting, and I mean, the books are gorgeous. I'm not too keen on, this one has this for the back end pages, and it's also got him for the front. They're signed, which is cool, that's really cool, but I'm still going back and forth on keeping these. I do want to read them, but I think I might go ahead and sell these and then get the paperbacks. We'll see. Let me know what you guys think. Should I keep these or should I go ahead and sell them? This first part is taking forever. But the next book, I saw this at Target at the beginning of the month. Oops, we are stuck to another one. Okay, we're fine. After a dentist appointment, I still had time before work, so I went ahead and got myself some books. And this one is The Ruins Beneath Us by Sasha E. Sloan. This cover, man, that was what did it. The end pages are really gorgeous too. There's a map on the inside, which of course you can't go wrong with. The actual book itself is just kind of plain, as most editions are when they're not bookish. Fairy Loot, Illumi Crate, anything like that. But the back just says, she saved the prince, now she must survive his world. I am itching to dig into this one, but I think this one may end up waiting until May, just because I have to finish, like I said, the study series, and I've got what's looking like 4 other books ahead of it. But it looks great on my bookshelf, so I can't complain with that. Oops, fix those before something goes wrong. And this one, I don't know what pulled me to it, but this is Sibylline by Melissa De La Cruz. Risk it all for magic, ruin it all for love. And if we could focus on the book, please. Yeah, the foiling is making this a little difficult, but in magic is knowledge, and Sibylline guards it like a secret. So again, this was just absolutely a beautiful book. I still have some sticker residue on it from the Target 30% off sticker. The inside is absolutely gorgeous. I'm a little iffy about the yellow. It reminds me too much of pee, guys. I'm sorry. And then the book is just, like I said, a plain book, as most of them are, being Walmart editions or Target editions. The last one I needed, because I got The Stars Are Dying and The Night Is Defying from a coworker, and honestly, until I got The Dark Is Descending, Sorry, I'm still getting used to doing this. Hello. There we go. I hadn't looked at what these covers actually look like. So we're gonna pull off these dust jackets because these books are just gorgeous. I might actually display these without their dust jackets. If anybody has any good ideas for how to actually like store these things, because I have Dawn Studies dust jacket up here because that's currently what I'm reading, and I don't want to ruin these, so I don't want to take them to work. But that is The Stars Are Dying. I have no idea who these characters are. These books are by Chloe C. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce her last name because I will absolutely butcher that. And it says, when night falls, the world will drown in starlight. But that is just, I love the cover. The inside pages are plain. Pages are really pretty. These are actually, I got the Dark is Defined at Target, but I believe these editions are just their usual normal editions. So then we have the Night is Defying, which I'm assuming these are same characters. Like, I mean, he is just gorgeous. And again, we've got the pages. These ones are purple, kind of going with the purple of the book. And the back says they were her beginning and she would become their end. So I think this series might be one I read very soon. It is probably going to gun for my favorite series of the year. Although, I mean, the study series is going to be very hard to beat. I have Infatuated Fae coming from Bookish next month, which I'm very excited for. So then we have the Dark is Descending. I almost said Defying again. And once again, just an absolutely stunning cover. Like I said, he is just gorgeous. She's not too bad looking either, but I mean, come on. And these pages are red to go with the theme of the book. So these two were not two that I bought. This one I bought. I'm going to go ahead and actually just set those right there because they were, whoops, if I can get them in the right order, displayed there anyway because they are actually holding up. I about cried, y'all, when I won this book on a Facebook auction. I usually try not to take part in these things because I know I'm going to spend a ton of money. But people were selling this book on Mercari for over $100, and I got it for just over $50. And this is, I'm going to pull it out of its box. You can recognize it from said box. This is Illumicrate, Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. And this cover, I could have cried. It's not gonna, the spoiling, I'm sorry, and it's also probably my camera. It just says, bury our bones in the midnight soil, plant them shallow and water them deep, and in my place will grow feral rose, soft red petals hiding sharp white teeth. I have no fangs. I have one canine on this side and the other one I ground down in my sleep when I was a kid. So that sits there. Probably going to be covered up just by how I am sitting. But I'm trying to get this done because my cats are running around and I have a slew of things I have to actually get done today, including icing my foot. Because first day of my vacation yesterday, just a staycation, like I said, I'm cleaning the house, slipped and fell down our deck stairs and landed on the top of my foot on the edge of a step. So I am bruised. Thankfully I can walk. Nothing's broken. But anyway, let's get into what everybody's really excited for. And I guess I technically only read 5. I have Magic Study here. I don't remember exactly when I finally finished reading this. It could have been the end of February. It could have been the beginning of March. I honestly don't remember. But I'm including it in here anyway. So I'm going to lift this stack of beautiful books. And then we are going to go through them. So, get comfortable here. Magic Study, of course, picks up right where Poison Study leaves off. So we are following Yelena as she is heading home to Citra? You'd think I would remember, but I cannot pronounce anything. So we follow her as she heads to where she is actually from. She was kidnapped as a young girl, as we learned in Poison Study, which is how she figured it out. And so she finally goes home to meet her family. She was kidnapped when she was 6. I believe they said her brother was 8, her brother Leif. They were out on the jungle floor and she got nabbed. He froze, he was too scared to do anything. And that is how she ends up in Ixia, where she meets Valak, whose story we also follow through this, as he is trying to keep his loyalties to both Yelena and the commander, separated, and he starts having kind of a rough go of it, actually disobeys a direct order to go save Yelena. And I honestly have to go back through and read these again because I don't remember if that's Magic Study or Fire Study. But I'll stack everything up nicely later. But I'm still hesitant to include Shadow Study because I started it at the end of March and finished it at the beginning of April. But then we have Fire Study and Shadow Study. Night Study we will cover on my next video. This one, again, we are still trying to figure out what is going on, with Ixia and Sitara, or Citra. Sorry, I'm so bad at this. I need to start keeping notes. But, it just follows Yelena, and she's kidnapped constantly because she runs headfirst into things. She angers the Magical Council where she is now. And they basically tell her with the plan that she has to try and figure out what is going on behind the scenes that, you're on your own. So her, Valak, Janko, Ari, Leif, and eventually the rest of, her family, her father, Leif's future wife and everything, finally start taking part in this to figure out what is going on. And in Shadow Study, the beginning of it, Yelena is shot with an arrow. Now, obviously, I'm going to remember more because this is more recent than the other two because I kind of had other things that I was reading. So, she is shot with an arrow filled with Starlight Potion, which takes the Moon Potion that she usually takes to make sure that she does not get pregnant. And she is pregnant. So that just, not planned at all. Her and Valak had not spoken, at least in any of the writing, about whether or not when they were going to have kids, when they were going to get married, anything like that. So throughout everything they're going on, Yelena's magic quits working. It works one day, she wakes up the next, it's gone. She can't hear Kiki, who is her horse, because she can speak to them, she's a soul finder. She can't find souls. She can't do anything. As it turns out, we don't know at the end of this book, but that is more than likely the issue, is the baby. So that is, like I said, it took me a little bit to get back into the series. Magic Study kind of started off slow for me after Poison Study, which I absolutely adored. I actually have the... oh, it's up here. I'm an idiot. I was going to say, I do actually also have the papercraft, oh my god, paperback version of this, which I actually really like these covers. Magic Study is the same way for the paperback, and Fire Study actually is the same way. I just don't have Fire Study. You can see it right there, though, if it'll load for me. Yeah. And then the next 3 changed their art on their books, which I hate when you get halfway through a series and suddenly the cover art just changes. Like, can we pick one thing and stick with it? Which is why as soon as I saw these books on Bookish, I went ahead and grabbed them, because yes, they are different pictures on everything, but they follow the roughly the same, formatting. And then I'm not really going in order of what I read, obviously, because I jumped to those, but you guys know this book from my review of it. This is For Whom the Bell Tolls by Jasiah Lynn. I absolutely loved this book. I cannot say enough good things about it. As I said in that video, this is what I hope the afterlife is going to be. I just, this is everything I wish to be able to see when I die. I want my family to be there. I want my own paradise where, I'm going to remember everything. I want to go visit Valhalla and everything like that. Hell, if I want to go visit hell, I'm going to go visit hell. If I want to go visit heaven, well, maybe. But this is what I hope the afterlife is. So Jacia Lynn, she knocked it out of the park. 5-star read. Gunning for my favorite book of the year. I don't know if it is going to knock Bury Our Bones in Midnight Soil off its pedestal, but it is very, very freaking close. I'm flying through these now because my throat is starting to go a little dry. Please don't chew on the cord. Thank you. I've got Ridley over here again. The next book I read was A Curse of Shadows and Ice by Katharina Mara. Another book that I absolutely fell in love with the cover art of. I'm not going to take Night Study off of the... Sorry, cat playing with a cord. Bad. Let me fix that. It's my little void over here. Ridley's being a little nuisance. Now we're going to play with my hands now. Anyway, so this is A Curse of Shadows and Ice, where we follow Arabella as she is forced into a political marriage with Felix, who is the emperor. The synopsis doesn't exactly say what the issue is with him. A 200-year-old curse of ice and perpetual darkness that fell over his kingdom when his mother died. So this follows their story from political marriage to falling in love to trying to figure out how to get rid of this curse with the promise of Arabella being able to go home if the curse is lifted. And they get very, very close, and Felix lets her go home, but she ends up coming back of her own free will. To dispel the curse, a life must be given of their own free will. And Felix is fighting some mythical being that was in a mirror. And Arabella jumps in front of him and takes the fatal hit and then comes back to life. The curse is broken, and that... There is another book coming. I don't entirely know when. The ending of this just says fall 2026, where we meet Elaine and Raphael. Now, we do meet both of them real quick in this book. Elaine is one of the soldiers, and Raphael was actually somebody who she had fallen in love with before the curse took over, and Raphael ended up being, frozen, encased in ice or something like that. And when he is thawed out, when the curse breaks, he doesn't have his memories anymore. He does not remember Elaine. He hates Elaine, but the book ends with their marriage, and Felix telling Arabella, because she's worried, he's like, their love will make it. It will be fine. And our final book is, and this one I absolutely flew my way through. This is by Janie O'Reilly, who wrote Infatuated Faye, the books that I am waiting to come next month. This is her newest book, Secret in the Garden. This cover, y'all, just absolutely is what pulled me in. And we meet Eliza, who is a botanist, not quite due to her own choices, but more her controlling and overbearing mother, who, is one of those hippies who, burns plastics and is like, you need to come home and stay with us. She sells Eliza's apartment while Eliza is at the Blackwood Manor with Jasper trying to save the arboretum or greenhouse where his mother, raised all of her flowers and everything. But there are rumors that Jasper actually murdered his parents. As we find out, that is not the case. His father is still alive, and his mother actually was sick, passed away, and was buried in her garden next to a corpse rose that Eliza is desperately trying to bring back to life and just about manages it. But when the bones of Jasper's mother are unearthed, the entire thing goes to hell, and the entire garden has to get dug up, and everything is destroyed. Which, was a hard part of the book to read, but this was all in all, the pages are just stunning. I love gorgeous books, but I love hardcovers, gorgeous hardcovers and everything, but I will take gorgeous paperbacks. Ouch. Absolutely love them. Sorry, still trying to work with an injured foot here. But that, I apologize, some of those were not the best book reviews. Again, some of those are back towards the beginning of the month. I might need to start like recording these and just, mashing everything together. But that is what I read for March. That is what I bought for March. I am still very excited of my new favorite right here, and will be taking very good care of her. I still need to get another bookshelf because I am well over capacity. And like I said, I have more books coming. But, there are worse habits that I could have. It could be drugs. So I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to get my bookshelf put back together, get this crap off of my face. I don't do my makeup very often anymore. So I'm actually going to take my thumbnail picture first and then go make myself some lunch. I had to do some running around, take care of some stuff with my car this morning. So I got to eat and then I got to get to cleaning. So I will see you guys in the beginning of May for what I read in April. Although, if I can finish Dawn's study by this coming Monday, again, I'm on vacation and that'll be my last Monday off in April, I may go ahead and do a review of the entire study series by Maria V. Snyder. I think that would be a good video. It'll be a long video because we got 6 books to get through. So that's on the plan. Again, still debating what I'm going to do with these books. I do want to read them. I just don't know if I want to keep these copies. But, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and get my face washed since I did my makeup again today. I haven't done it in forever, and my nose, it's not heavy, but my nose feels cakey. So I'm going to go, and I will see you guys next time on, hopefully, Monday. So, I'm like a broken record. I apologize. Feel free to have, stopped watching like 2 minutes ago. Anyway, I'll see you guys later.